As we experience these unprecedented times in our country's history, tonight is certainly not what we envision it to be as we recognize the class of 2020 at Hamilton High School. I would like to welcome distinguished guests, members of the Board of Education, faculty, staff, and especially graduates, families, and friends. I'm Michael Holbrook, Superintendent of Hamilton City Schools, and it is a privilege for me to be here this evening to honor the graduating class of 2020 at Hamilton High School. Graduates, tonight is about you. It's about what you've achieved through dedication, hard work, and creative inspiration. Graduation is also about the future, and the future is very bright for the class of 2020. We look forward to the many accomplishments and milestones in the upcoming years. Graduates, I hope you look back on your time in Hamilton with fondness and pride, and know that you're always welcome back. Let me be the first to say congratulations, class of 2020, and I hope you enjoy the ceremony.
Thank you, Mr. Holbrook. We appreciate your message to the class of 2020. I'm Sarah Herndon, your senior class president. Please join me in the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to welcome to the podium Mr. Wilhelm and our high school principal.
Thank you, Sarah. As principal of Hamilton High School, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our administrative staff and distinguished guests. In the first row, from left to right, Sarah Herndon, senior class president. Megan Gary, valedictorian. Emma Shockey, salutatorian. In the second row, from left to right, Mrs. Erin Watkins, senior class administrator. Mr. Matt Bradley, senior class academic advisor. Mrs. Sarah Welty, senior class academic advisor. And Mr. Robert Weigel, president, Board of Education. I would also like to acknowledge our remaining Board of Education members at this time who could not be here due to attendance limits. They are Mr. Lauren Sprague, Vice President, Board of Education, Mrs. Margaret Baker, Board Member, Mr. Steve Isgro, Board Member, Pastor Shaquila Matthews, Board Member. At this time, I would also like to recognize and thank all Hamilton City School teachers for all of your hard work and dedication. I normally would ask you to stand for this part of our ceremony. So I'm hoping you're all standing at home in your gowns. I'm picturing that right now. I'd also like to take the time to draw your attention to the white roses on the piano, which represents all of those who are not able to be with us in attendance this evening. Students, faculty and staff, distinguished guests, parents, grandparents, friends and relatives of the graduates, good evening, and thank you for joining our 2020 virtual graduation ceremony. Though it certainly isn't what all of us envisioned, we are nonetheless very happy to celebrate the accomplishments of the Hamilton High School graduating class of 2020. I want to personally thank the parents for their understanding that our traditional ceremony as we know it could not occur this year. I know from experience how important this event is for a parent. Just last year I celebrated with my own high school senior. I also want to thank all of you who have done to support the education of your child, not only during these final 9 weeks, but for the previous 12 years. High school commencement does not happen without the support of a caring family. Thank you, parents. To the faculty of Hamilton High School, main campus, freshman campus, and the Miami School, I want to thank you for your flexibility, working with students to ensure that all of our graduating seniors were supported and stayed consistent with their studies and progress, albeit from a distance. And to think that you completely changed your instructional model with only a few days of preparation. But I also know that for the 4 years of the high school experience, our seniors received incredible guidance and care. Thank you. To the staff of Hamilton High, I am thankful to work with you. Every day, 1,800 students walk through the doors of Big Blue into a beautiful building with the appropriate supports to help each student learn. This includes custodians, secretary and clerical staff, educational assistants, safe and secure monitors, busing and dining services. Thank you for all that you do. To the class of 2020, congratulations and thank you. These past 9 weeks have been a challenge for not only our high school seniors, but for much of our nation as well. Nothing I can say at this podium on this stage will make up for the moments you lost during your senior year. I think of many of the events that were canceled this year, and I'm sorry that you do not have these experiences or these fond memories. From continued academic instruction to learning experiences with your teachers, to senior prom, our spring sports season, our lost fine arts events, and our awards banquets and ceremonies. These are things that you will never get back, and it is truly a shame. However, I challenge you to think differently and look at the experiences of how other strong figures in our past have persevered. One experience I am ever grateful for through Hamilton High School was during the fall of 2018 when I accompanied our Naval Junior ROTC unit to the United States Naval Academy. It was there that I learned about the life and service of former United States Naval Vice Admiral James Stockdale. As a naval fighter pilot during the Vietnam War, Admiral Stockdale was shot down from his A-4 Skyhawk on September 9, 1965, and taken as a prisoner of war until 1973. Stockdale was the highest-ranked naval prisoner of war at the Hanoi Hilton. He spent 7 years being tortured and subjected to unimaginable isolation and terror. He had little choice over the fact that he was shot down or that he was taken prisoner. Through it all, he never wavered in his beliefs or his reality, stating, "You must never confuse faith that you will prevail in the end, which you can never afford to lose, with the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, whatever they might be." We can learn a lot from Admiral Stockdale as we maneuver through this pandemic. We know that we will prevail against this invisible enemy, but we have to acknowledge the impact that it's had on our country and the world. We have to face the brutal facts. And this is one, that we are not able to celebrate your achievements together, and that is a shame. You are all deserving of an honorable ceremony and celebration. Stockdale's experience serves as a reminder that for everything outside of our control, we still have the power to choose what we do with what happens to us, the power to decide what role an event will play in our lives, the power to write the end of our own story. But at the same time, we are often guilty of focusing on what we don't have or what we didn't experience rather than what we do or did. I have done it as well, and often I have to check myself and remember to be thankful, to find meaning in good health, honorable work, and appreciation of the time spent with loved ones. Stockdale's life changed dramatically on that day he was shot down, but he didn't let that defeat him. In fact, upon his release, he called it the defining event of my life that, in retrospect, I would not trade. Students, as you leave Hamilton High School as a Big Blue graduate, you do so during a seminal time in our nation's history, but you do so with the skills to be successful in whatever path you desire to take. Yes, you will all have challenges in your life, and as Admiral Stockdale says, you will need the discipline to confront the brutal facts. But let's not act like we are the first to see hardships. Think back to our own families and the amount of suffering and challenges our ancestors have faced. Life isn't fair. Life is hard, and bad things can happen. But through these trials, your goal should be to make this world even better than you found it, to find beauty and meaning in life, and to help others. I have no doubt that not only the skills that you developed in the classrooms of Hamilton High School, but also your experiences, and yes, even hardships and loss, will have prepared you well. But rest assured, commencement is now the beginning, not only of your adult life, but the successful reopening of our nation. New experiences await all of you, and I wish you the best. Congratulations to the Hamilton High School class of 2020. Good luck to each of you. As you move on from Hamilton High School, I will leave you with this. May you never waver in your faith to prevail. May you have the discipline to see things for what they are, even the brutal facts. May you do what you can, and may you endure what you must. Thank you. And now, for more words of wisdom for the class of 2020, please welcome Ohio State Representative Sarah Carruthers, United States Representative Warren Davidson, and the Mayor of the City of Hamilton, Pat Moeller.
Hamilton High, class of 2020. It just doesn't seem possible, does it? Well, congratulations. Hey, I know this has been a really hard year. It's been very difficult and, well, I use the word surreal because I'm tired of hearing all the other words, and I know you are too. The fact of the matter is, it's been a tough one for everybody, but especially for you all. And God knows we're all sorry about that. So we're going to try and give you the best graduation possible. What I wanted to tell you, though, was, I graduated from Taft the last year. So I can give you a little insight as to what a special year means when you graduate. Because being the last year is rather special. This year, you're going to be the special class. You're going to look back years from now and say, yeah, but you know what? I graduated the year of COVID. So look back on this. Remember, you may not have gotten all the wonderful things that some people get, but you have something even more special to talk about and to share with your children and your grandchildren and history books. Congratulations again, and all best wishes.
Hi, this is Congressman Warren Davidson. I just want to congratulate Hamilton High School students. Congratulations on your graduation. Definitely an unprecedented time. I wish I could be there with you in person, but you've just completed a major milestone in life, and I'm sure you're excited to move on to the next phase, whatever that is. After high school, I didn't go straight to college. I enlisted in the Army, got a chance to serve over in Germany when the Cold War was still going on, and ultimately that led to the path I've been on. Went to West Point, served in the Army again, got out, did business. You never know where life is going to take you. But one of the things people ask, what are some of the biggest lessons learned? One of the most important ones was when I went to Ranger School. And, it's a pretty tough course, very Spartan. So you have just a few things with you. And ultimately what I found is everything you really need to survive fits in a rucksack, except for people. So as you move on to this phase, please take the time to stay in touch with the people that have been big influences to you. Obviously your parents, your teachers, maybe your pastor or priest, but also the people in your neighborhood, in your community, and I'm sure you'll stay in touch with a lot of your friends. But take the effort to do it and make sure you build new ones, because the people really do make all the difference in the world. So they open doors for you, give you encouragement. They're there for you when you need a hand, teach you valuable things. And I look forward to seeing all the great things you all accomplish. And I just wish I could be there in person. So stay safe, be well, and God bless each and every one of you.
Mayor Pat Moeller here at Markham Park. Congratulations to the Big Blue class of 2020. A strong class, a class we will never, ever forget. COVID-19 has taken away your formal Millett Hall diploma ceremony, but COVID-19 cannot take away what will be lifelong friendships with classmates, teachers, and coaches. COVID-19 has taken away your competition and games, but COVID-19 cannot take away the fact that you earned your way into that competition or onto that team or musical group. If you leave Hamilton and you experience life and learning elsewhere, please come back to Hamilton. We need you here in what will always be your hometown. I hope that you, the class of 2020, find great careers. Find careers in science, technology, and business that will prevent deaths, lessen hospitalizations of all kind, restore good health, or create safer ways to conduct business. With knowledge and creativity, you, the class of 2020, can do a better job than we older folks have done here now in 2020. And I mean in all areas of life. You know, some people need college, coat, ties, and fancy clothing to be successful. Some people need only flannel shirt, blue jeans, and work boots to be successful. You know, but still reach out for some post-high school degree education in a career area that you find interesting. More education usually means more dollars in your pocket, but doesn't always mean more happiness. But the real key is to have a desire to go to work and love what you are doing. You know, I could quote scholars, writers, economists, but I'd rather quote a comedian. Amy Poehler from the TV show Parks and Recreation and Saturday Night Live said, try putting your iPhones down every once in a while and look at people's faces. I believe people would be able to see their success in the lives of others more clearly if they communicated with each other face to face and eye to eye. In conclusion, work hard, but don't forget to play hard. Have a kick-ass 5-year reunion or a 1-year reunion. Rock on, Big Blue class of 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, State Representative Carruthers, Representative Davidson, and Mayor Moeller. At this time, it is my honor to introduce to you the Hamilton High School valedictorian and salutatorian. Hamilton High School class of 2020 valedictorian Megan Gary. Megan is the daughter of Joshua and Candy Gary. She has earned a weighted grade point average of 4.871 and gold honor roll all 4 years of high school. Megan has earned a total of 13 varsity letters in various sports such as soccer, cross country, swimming, softball, chess team, and academic quiz team. She also plays year-round club soccer on the TFA Elite 02 team. She is a member of National Honor Society and Astra Service Club. She participated in Civic Day her junior year and performed the role of city clerk. Megan was a Buckeye Girls State delegate where she was elected to serve as mayor of her city. She works as a lifeguard for various YMCAs and a camp counselor for Coleraine Township. Megan plans to attend Rose Holman Institute of Technology with a major in mechanical engineering and will be playing soccer for their NCAA team. Please welcome 2020 class valedictorian Megan Gary.
Graduation, it's actually happening. When we sat in our desks as elementary students, we saw the day that we dressed up in our caps and gowns and earned the most important paper of our young lives as eons away. As freshmen, we saw the big, scary seniors and were amazed to think that one day that would be us. Well, big, scary seniors, that day has come, the day in which we celebrate the endless work, day and night, that it took to get us here. The day in which we throw up our caps and start the rest of our lives. We are high school graduates, and there are so many people I can't even begin to thank for getting us here. First and foremost, I would like to thank my incredible parents because they helped me more than anyone through the last 12 years of hard work. They helped me through endless late nights and hard days through their unwavering support. This thanks spreads to all the incredible and supportive families of our class who raised my peers and I to be the best versions of ourselves. Words are not enough to fully express the gratitude for all that you've done for us. As our first teachers, you set us on a path and pushed us along the way. You helped us set our goals and held us accountable for our actions. As we stand here on the threshold of adulthood, we honor all the sacrifices you've made and will strive to do our best to make you proud. And now to the Hamilton community as a whole. I'd like to thank you for the overwhelming support you have always shed on our schools. I've never seen another place with the love and care that you show to our school's athletics and fine arts, to our academics and overall well-being. For a city as large as this one, I've never seen such a tight-knit community. As a heartwarming example of this city's kind heart, I'd like to address the Adopt a Senior movement, in which our seniors were adopted by sometimes complete strangers, just trying to shed a bit of light in such a hard and unforgiving time. This community has never failed to make light of a bad situation, and I sincerely hope that they never stop. So thank you, Hamilton, for opening your arms to the class of 2020 and showing us the love and compassion that we so desperately needed. And now I would like to turn to Hamilton City Schools specifically. I would like to thank the school board and all the incredible staff members that make this district what it is. This includes everyone from the teachers to the bus drivers to the kitchen and custodial staff to the incredible paraprofessionals that keep us safe and uplifted every single day. This includes our administration, led by Mr. John Wilhelm, to whom I'd like to give a special thank you. For you have created such a happy and welcoming environment for all and any Hamilton students to walk in our front doors. Thank you so much, Hamilton Schools. You have provided me and my peers with countless of opportunities that delivered us to where we stand today. And finally, I would like to address my fellow graduates. I know this is not the graduation day that we had envisioned. Who could have predicted that half of the class of 2020 would be graduating in their pajamas? In fact, who could have predicted the loss of the last few months of our senior year? This includes our spring athletics, our ROTC competitions, band, theater, dance, but the class of 2020 has never been defined by what we have lost. We are here to celebrate what we've been through. Our class has always taken a step back and pushed back twice as hard. Our spirit is one that can never be crushed. Through the endless hardships we've powered through, we've made it. We have become those big, scary seniors, and now we are branching out into brand new adults. Some of us will further our education and attend colleges near and far. Some will be joining our armed forces, and to you, I thank you for your bravery and dedication. And some will be jumping head first in the rest of your lives, starting your careers and getting your life on a roll. Our class may be branching out into the real world, but through our shared losses and victories, we will always be united as graduates of Hamilton High School. So thank you to my peers and congratulations.
Thank you, Megan. Now for our salutatorian, Emma Shockey. Emma is the daughter of Joseph and Sarah Shockey. She has earned a weighted grade point average of 4.844 and gold honor roll all 4 years of high school. She's also made Miami University President's List on 3 occasions. Emma is a member of the National Society of Collegiate Scholars, which provides career, leadership, and service opportunities. During her freshman year, Emma was awarded first place in the district-wide engineering fair and played violin in the orchestra. She was part of the Hamilton High School golf team. She works part-time for Union Savings Bank and volunteers for her church. Emma plans to attend Miami University with a major in chemical engineering. Please welcome the class of 2020 salutatorian Emma Shockey.
Thank you. Hello, everyone out there watching, graduates, family, faculty, and guests. Thank you for attending this virtual graduation and celebrating this milestone in the best way we can in these uncertain times. While graduations have always been a big deal in the past, I think that the class of 2020 takes the cake for the most unique graduation in history. This is a brand new way to graduate, and while it may not be the type of special we were hoping for, this is definitely a special ceremony that we won't forget. Trust me, years from now, when our children and our grandchildren are growing up and graduating, they won't hear the end of it. We'll say, back in my day, the coronavirus was a pandemic, and we had to have graduation on our laptops. And then the kids will be like, haha, laptops, so retro. But in all seriousness, this is a very special time for all of us. It's the culmination of all our hard work. It's 12 years in the making. 12 years. If only kindergarten us could see us now. Well, kindergarten me was afraid of the tall and menacing sixth graders, so maybe that wouldn't work out well. But you know what I mean. Speaking of kindergarten, it seems only right that we take the time now to look back on our pasts. Well, before I continue, I think I should take the time to say this. I'm not going to tell you anything today that you don't already know. I'm not going to tell you anything profound that you'll remember for the rest of your life. What I will do is remind you of a few things that we should reflect on today. Graduation is a time to think about who we used to be, thank those who have helped us become who we are now, and look forward to who we want to become in the future. I don't know about you, but it feels like a lifetime ago when I was in my little kindergarten trailer at Fillmore. I was a different person then. My only worries were figuring out my favorite color and deciding what ice cream to get at lunchtime. A lot has changed since then, and while the fears I had back then seem silly now, I did have some high hopes for the future. To quote from my kindergarten journal, I hope I will fly someday. I dream to fly. I'm pretty sure I meant flying like Superman and not airplanes, so I'm sorry to say I never accomplished that dream. But I still think it is telling in what we used to dream about. As kids, we dream big and don't worry about the logistics. The future is wide open. It seems far away. We don't have to worry about it. Someday we'll fly. When you're really little, you don't worry so much about change. You aren't so scared of the uncertain. But then we start to grow up and change becomes scary. We begin to fear the unknown. I think that for me, this transition began at my 6th grade graduation. I felt ready for middle school back then, but I knew that that would lead to high school and that would take me to college, and that part was scary. I remember being there at Brookwood, rehearsing and feeling ready to leave. Back then I felt like 12 was so old. I felt like leaving elementary school for middle school made me an adult. And now here we are, already adults, or just about to be, going off to start college or our careers soon, becoming independent and growing up. Stuff that would have made 6th grade me so scared that I would have been right back through the doors of elementary school because all that seems like too much responsibility. And even though I felt ready at my 6th grade graduation, ready to leave behind recess and talent shows and those weirdly strict lunch lines, I still found myself crying after the ceremony, but only because my best friend was crying and I felt sympathetic. That's it. That's the only reason. But no, I'll admit I did cry, and it was because a big chapter in my life was over. 2 of my close friends were moving away, and I wouldn't ever be able to meet my friends at the water fountain at recess, would never act out stories of our favorite scenes from books at the playground again. There was a ton of stuff that I knew was over, and even if you're ready to move on to that next chapter in life, it sometimes hurts to give up that last one and turn the page. Here we are on the last page left in this chapter. We have a lot to look forward to, a whole long book ahead of us, but we also have a lot to look back on. Now is the time when we take a moment to reflect on the past before we dive into the future. It is also the time to thank those who have helped us along the way, who have shared these memories with us, and who have made these years of our lives so special. So first of all, I have to thank Molly Riggs for being the best, most dependable friend that I've ever had. We've been best friends for something like 8 years, and she has never let me down. She's always there for me, and while our relationship has changed from seeing each other every day to every once in a while, we always just get back to being our weird, goofy selves without skipping a beat. There's never any awkwardness with her, and I can be myself completely. She's what made school fun, and she'll always be my best friend. I can be sure of that. And thank you to my family for putting up with me over the years and having to hear all about my classes and assignments. Thank you for not being mad at me when I would hound you for ideas and input. Thank you for always supporting me, for always being on my team with enthusiasm and not just obligation. Thank you for always supporting me. And thank you to my parents for never letting me stop until I had done my best. To quote my father, do it again, but better. And a special thank you to my cousin Layla Johnson, who believed in me long before I ever did and wrote me a speech to give at my high school graduation when I was only 10 years old, and who I'll always admire for how hard she works and the effort she puts into everything. And thank you to the teachers, because learning has always been fun for me. Of course, I'm one of those kids that weirdly likes school. I'm the salutatorian. I have to like school a little. Thank you to the teachers that had to sit through some of my weird presentations and crazy dancing, like Mr. Elting. Thank you to Mr. Funston and Mr. Bellamy for being the best parts of my favorite year in school. Thank you to Mrs. Huber for always giving me recommendations and being so cheery and sweet. Graduates, take the time to think about who has helped you become who you are today. All of my friends, family, and teachers have inspired me and pushed me to become who I am. They helped me to work hard, to grow up and push myself out of my comfort zone. It is because of them that I feel ready to leave high school and go off into the world. They have prepared me in the best ways because I know that I can face anything, that when problems do arise, I will be able to handle them. Think about who those people are for you. Tell them how they've impacted your lives. Finally, it is very important that today we look to the future. To my class, as we move on and grow up, don't be afraid of the unknown, of being yourself, of trying something new. We're all changing and growing all the time. Just like kindergarten me, we cannot be scared. In the future, these fears will seem silly. You are no longer kindergarten you. Your fears are different now, but we still can't let them hold us back from our dreams. Since kindergarten, my fears and my dreams have changed, so maybe I'll never get to fly like Superman, but there are many other ways to fly. I have new hopes and new dreams now. Our goals change as we grow up, but we will all find our own ways to fly. Soon, you will no longer be high school you. Now we have to figure out who we want to be moving forward. Think about who you want to become. Fight to be that person. Life will change you, but you have control over how it changes you. To quote my favorite nerdy show, Doctor Who, we're all different people all through our lives, and that's okay, that's good. You've got to keep moving so long as you remember all the people you used to be. So keep going, keep growing, and changing. Be adventurous, challenge yourself, but don't forget where you came from or who you were here. Even if you didn't love every second of school, this is part of where you're from. We all have big blue roots. In conclusion, my message is simple. Reflect back on where you've been, be grounded in where you are, and dream big for your future. Work to become the person you want to be. Thank you, everyone, for all your hard work and dedication. Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for all these years we've worked alongside each other. I wish you the best of luck moving forward. We did it!
Thank you, Emma. At this time, Mrs. Watkins will acknowledge the honors and awards.
Good evening. As of the 1st of May, members of the Hamilton High School class of 2020 have received 462 scholarships and financial aid totaling over $11 million. Because of the generosity of those who contributed to a university alumni foundation, our local Hamilton Community Foundation, Hamilton Service Clubs, professional organizations, and industrial firms, many of our seniors will be able to continue their education. Students have received these awards, have demonstrated excellence in the fields of academics, athletics, service to their school and their community, or discipline of fine arts. Many of these seniors have achieved in 2 or more of these areas. Our congratulations go out to you who have won these scholarships and awards, and to all of the parents and teachers who have been part of them. Think of this recognition not as the end of an effort, but rather as one milestone on a long path, and know that you have made an excellent beginning. Students, if you are a recipient of an academic, college, or athletic scholarship or grant, award of distinction, vocational or academic, or delayed entry into the armed services, we commend your excellence and hard work and recognize you at this time. Several years ago, Hamilton High School staff established a scholarship to honor an outstanding graduating senior. This year, through contributions from the staff, 2 scholarships will be awarded to seniors who display not only solid academic effort, but also strong character. On behalf of the HHS faculty and staff, I'm proud to announce the winners of this year's Hamilton High School Staff Scholarship. Dynasty Thornton and Curtis Schutte. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Watkins, and congratulations, Dynasty and Curtis. Will the class of 2020 please rise? Mr. Weigel, Mr. Holbrook, and members of the Board of Education, I declare the candidates have met all graduation requirements set forth by the state of Ohio and by the Hamilton City School District and are therefore eligible to receive their diplomas.
By the powers vested in me by the state of Ohio and the city of Hamilton, as president of the Hamilton Board of Education, I am happy to accept this group of students as eligible for graduation from Hamilton High School. At this time, I declare the class of 2020 of Hamilton High School graduated.
Thank you, Mr. Weigel. Graduates, please be seated for the start of the diploma presentation. We will begin with the top scholars in order of class rank. Mrs. Watkins, please begin.
Megan Gary. Emma Shockey. Brooke Barney. Victoria Hacker. Twee Din. Claire Cashdollar. Olivia Matthews. Zoe Blevins. Connor Ratliff. Brooklyn Dockery. Autumn Yater. Sarah Herndon. Emily Gall. Jacob Abney. Aaron McIntosh. Brittany Overby. Nadia Wells. Andrew Roden. Samantha Riggin. Shelby Kinnan.
Brian Adams Jr. Haley Adkins. Brianna Akers. Allison Albers. Eddie Alexander. Mashari Alharbi. Haley Allen. Lainey Almaraz. Jesus Alvarez. Tion Amaro. Micah Anderson. Destiny Anderson. Colton Andrews. Lushanti Anthony. Iris Arango Silva. Kira Ash. Javondre Ashby. Alexis Asher. Diego Avelos. Roman Avelos Jaimes. Emily Avery. Samuel Bagley. Sabina Bagay. Alexander Baker. David Baker. Lillian Baker. Zachary Baker. Tyler Bando. Inya Barha Rajas. Elizabeth Barkow Kopic. Aubriana Barnes. Camden Bowd. Javante Bell. Cynthia Bello de Jesus. Nicholas Binge. Kaysen Benton. Brian Byer. Aiden Byerlin. Hunter Bischoff. Megan Bishop. Caitlin Blevins. Ariana Blue. Kylie Blundell. Kiaja Booker. Emily Bowling. Jason Bowling Jr. Randolph Bowling. Damon Bowman. Michaela Bradbury. Jamie Bradshaw. Anissa Brandner. Lainey Brand. Carson Bronstein. Micah Bridge. Mark Brockman. Hayden Brooks. Lucas Broshier. Anna Brown. Christopher Brown. Nathan Brown. Sincere A. Brown. Sincere R. Brown. Travis Brown. Juanetta Brown. Zaria Broyles. Owen Bullard. Alexis Burke. Kevon Burnett. Abigail Burns. Zachary Burns. Damon Butler. Nicholas Caffarelli. Abigail Callahan. Austin Campbell. Madison Campbell. Anna Cardwell. Ronald Cardwell III. Hope Carey. Kayla Carpenter. Daniel Cassidy. Cheyenne Kate. Anthony Cates Jr. Alyssa Chambers. Robert Chapman. Samuel Clark. Kendra Clark Olden. Isabel Claros. Jackson Kleinbell, Alex Coffey, Keith Coffey, Brooklyn Collette, Geneva Combs, Kaylee Combs, Haley Kahn, Mackenzie Cook, Jacqueline Coomer, Reagan Cooper, Alejandro Corona Leon, Gage Cox, Kirsten Cox, Dana Crank, Alan Crawford, Skylar Crook, Macy Kroom, Caitlin Crouch, Kayla Cruz, Tiffany Culbertson, Angel Cummins Murphy, Kennedy Cunningham, Jacob Cutter, Alexander Dayton, Hodalis Damian, Khalil Daniels, Caitlin Dassenbrock, Chaka Davis, Michael Davis, David Day, Angela Dialba, Alexander Deaton, Peter Delisle III, Bethany Derman, Gage Derman, Israel Diaz, Michael Diaz, Ella Dollenmeyer, Jackson Dollenmeyer, Jason Dreyer Jr., Emily Duff, Rachel Duff, Danielle Duggins, Madeline Durbin, Tess Ebbing, Kelvin Effa, Jenna Ellington, Sylvia Escobar Cadena, Gabrielle Estes, Alan Estrada, Jaden Evans, Kadijah Fairfax, Alicia Falcon, Sean Farmer, Sarah Faulkner, Brianna Feltz, Catherine Fields, Davin Feldheim, Lindsay Flinner, Jada Floyd, Alicia Foley, Joshua Foley, Gracelyn Fox, Evan Frazier, Shazier Frierson, Caitlin Frank, Brian Furman, Chloe Gabbard, Layla Gadd, Kimberly Galan Rios, Kevin Gomez Ballesteros, Kishab Gatam, Aaron Gayton, Autumn Gebhardt, Asia Gentile, Samuel Gibson, Noah Gilbert, Starlina Gertie, Destiny Gist, Zachary Glass, Deja Goldsmith. Christopher Gonzalez. Juanita Gonzalez Sanchez. Adriana Goodson. Brittany Gorsuch. Andrea Green. Krishan Greenlee. Shania Greenwell. Braden Griggs. Jennifer Gould. Heineke Gutierrez. Bailey Gins. Claire Halcomb. Farah Halpenick. Kylie Haltner. Gabriel Hamilton. Shayla Hamblin. Tanner Hamblin. Kaylee Hahn. Kendall Harden. Giovanni Harding. Michael Harper. Kivante Harris. Austin Harrison. Elijah Harrison. Kayla Hartman. Elena Haste. Brielle Hearn. Megan Heffernan. Dylan Hensley. Joseph Hermling. Annette Hernandez. Martin Hernandez. Adriana Hibbard. Alyssa Hibbard. Jordan Hibbard. Kelsey Hicks. Mikhail Higgins. Joseph Hill. Landon Hines. Devin Hobbs. Elijah Hogan. Nikia Holloman. Aaron Hopes. Dominic Horn. Brianna Howard. Maxwell Hubble. Taylor Huddleston. Riley Hulsman. Tyler Huffman. Charles Hughes. Ellen Humphrey. Amaji Hunter. Mayan Herm. Paige Hyde. Devin Eisman. Ronald Isaacs III. Braden L. Jackson. Braden M. Jackson. Takira Jackson. Dejawan James. Leonard Jenkins. Daisy Jimenez Fabian. Austin Johnson. Ashton Johnson. Brianna Johnson. Brianne Johnson. Carson Johnson. Haley Johnson. Heather Johnson. Abrielle Jones. Breon Jones. John A. Jones. Kamari Jones. Lauren Jones. Manicia Jones. Jose Juarez. Holly Keeler. Naya Keister. Mason Keith. James Kell. Timothy Kelly. Rachel Keep. Devin Kilgore. Zachary Kilgus. Jordan Kirk. Bryce Knox. Bergen Knudsen. Destiny Coons. Tabitha Cronenwetter. Caroline Kwiatkowski.
Ashley LaCrone. Kelsey Lake. Daniel Lander. Joseph Larzalaire. Alexandra Latimer. Tyler Leake. Leah Ledford. Drake Lee. Lauren Leedke. Jarrett Lesher. Austin Lugers. Dylan Lewis. Brandon Lipsky. Dylan Link. Logan Lissel. Michael Lissel. Morgan Little. Alma Lopez. Jairo Laura. Olivia Lowry. Victor Luna. Hunter Lunsford. Adriana Lyons. Caitlin Mayada. Christina Maines. Lars Mann. Trevor Manring Jr. Danny Marlar. Wendy Marquez Alvarado. Jaden Marshall. Gavin Martin. Damaris Martinez. Diego Martinez. Vladimir Martinez Tapia. Luke Mattia. Michael Mays. Taylor McCord. Jacob McCoy. Austin McCullough. Juliana McEvely. Michael McFarland. Jarvis McGee Jr. Madeline McGowan. Blake McHugh. Madeline McIntosh. Elizabeth McNeely. Ashley McQueen. Tyler McWhorter. Anayetzi Mendoza. Callie Meyer. Lori Meyer. Sean Millard. Carl Miller. Mackenzie Miller. Devin Million. Alex Mills. Christian Miranda. Sierra Mowberry. Landon Molesky, Alexander Montgomery, Hannah Moore, Chase Moser, Isabel Mueller, Alyssa Myers, Haley Myers, Alexis Napier, Jordan Napier, Summer Napier, Jessica Napper, Flor Navarro, Nathan Donga, Ashley Neal, Haley Neal, Jaden Nicely, Christopher Nieto, Kayla Oakley, Jessica Oberkorn, Travion Olden, Isabella Oliva Torres, Marco Olivares, Catherine Ollis, Rosalita Ortiz, Rosa Osorio, Hannah Overholtz, Brenda Oviedo Sanchez, Macy Parker, Derek Parr, Cross Payne, Haley Peck, Hayden Peelman, Karen Peralta Mancera, Wilman Perez Jr., Luis Perez Mendez, Carson Perpingen, Shania Peterson, Dean Philhauer, Christopher Pittman, Amanda Pizarro, Cameron Platt, Emily Platt, Nicole Polanco, Thomas Parada III, Jasmine Powell, Cameron Powell, Phoebe Powell, Nathan Pratt, Shelby Pruitt, Cole Purdy, Angel Ramirez, Gabriel Ramirez, Jessica Ramirez, Jonathan Ramirez, Luna Ramirez, Emmy Ramsey, Heaven Ray, Courtney Reed, Christian Reyes, Estefania Reyes, Rosbinelli Reyes Hernandez, Kylie Rice, Tanaya Richard, Kanaya Richardson, Michaela Ricketts, Zoe Reithmeyer, Molly Riggs, Adlemi Rito, Sophia Ritzy, Kennedy Rivard, Julia Roark, Haley Robertson. Layla Robertson. Trent Robinson. Cassidy Rogers. Jansen Romer. Margarita Romero Guzman. Kylie Anna Ramos. Armani Roan. Tyler Ross. Mackenzie Rouse. Jonathan Rowland. Ryan Rumpke. Bailey Rumpler. Hunter Rush. Austin Ryan. Denise Salvador. Asusana Sanchez. Trinity Sanchez. Carlos Santiago Velasco. Araya Saylor. Ashley Saylor. Marshall Schreiber. Ethan Schulteis. Evan Schulteis. Curtis Schutte. Isabel Schwalbach. Sophia Schwartz. Erica Scott. Tyron Scott. Laura Sears. Devin Sargent. Kwame Shazier. Andrew Shelton. Anaya Shepard. Erica Shepard. Mackenzie Shockey. Olivia Sloan. Alyssa Smith. Dante Smith. Delijah Smith. Dylan Smith. Mason Smith. Nathan Smith. Vincent Smith. Caleb Snader. Melissa Solis Ramirez. Juan Solorzano Gomez. Jasmine Sorber. Khalil Sowell. Quentin Sowell. Tyler Spencer. Ophelia Spicer. Joshua Sponseller. Julie Stacy. Autumn Stamper. Jaden Stevens. Riley Stevens. Paige Stout. Destiny Strong. Heaven Strong. Shaylee Strong. Brody Sturgill. Shayla Sullivan. Brian Tapia Carvajal. Julia Taylor. Kaylee Taylor. Nicholas Taylor. Ethan Thomas. Dynasty Thornton. Logan Tepe. Matthew Terry. Christopher Thomas. Aurora Todd. Kenneth Truitt. Kanaja Tunstall. Amelia Turner. Leslie Valdovinos. David Vanzelo. Jenny Vasquez Ibarra. Seth Vaughter. Destiny Vierling. Sarah Wadman. Tawan Christopher Wagner. Seth Waits. Anastasia Walker. Hezekiah Walker. Tommy Walker Jr. Adam Wallace. Elijah Walton. Christian Walton. Marissa Warren. Donovan Weber. Isabella Weems. Maxwell Weisbrot. Madison Welch. Christopher Wentz Jr. Nehariah West. Kenneth Wisman. Sydney Whitehill. Donshay Whitfield. Hannah Wiggins. Aiden Wilder. Christian Wiles. Adam Williams. Benjamin Williams. Zachary Williamson. Alexis Willis. Shanoa Willis. Piper Willis. Sean Wilson. Destiny Wolf. Nicholas Wright. Nakia Wynn. Cynthia Yarger. Blake Young. Delaney Young. Jadelyn Young. Marissa Young. Hannah Zapata. Gennaro Zuniga Jr.
Thank you, Mr. Bradley. And now, a round of applause for the class of 2020. At this time, Sarah Herndon, Senior Class President, will now deliver our closing. Sarah.
Good evening, everyone. It breaks my heart that we are unable to share this momentous occasion in one room. Although I am in complete disbelief that this is what our graduation ceremony has come to, we have done it. We, Hamilton High's class of 2020, graduated. With this, I do have to commend Hamilton City Schools and its staff for doing everything in their power to celebrate us. I am truly grateful that in the midst of this terrible situation, I have received so much love from the community, and that everyone is doing what they can to make the class of 2020 feel celebrated. On April 20th of this year, I wrote a note to myself from quarantine about graduation day. If I am reading this now, it means we have finally gotten our graduation ceremony. Man, has this been crazy. We went through and are going through something that will go down in history books, something that none of us have seen in our lifetimes. The entire world is going through a global pandemic crisis. Society has been shut down, we have to socially distance ourselves from those we love, and people are dying every day worldwide from this virus. Some days feel hopeless, as if society will never go back to normal. I have never felt more frustrated in my entire life. I want so badly to reverse time and for everything to go back to the way things were, but there is nothing anyone can do to rectify this situation. I can only pray there is a light at the end of this tunnel. The day I wrote this was the day we found out that the rest of our senior year had been canceled. The day we found out that the last day we would walk the halls of Hamilton High as students had already passed. The day that I had come to terms with the fact that the end of my senior year had been stripped away from me and my fellow classmates. I can't help but think of how unfair this is. Why did this have to happen to us? A milestone in our lives, events we have been looking forward to for 13 years are being altered and taken away. Senior year should have been one to remember because it was the year I spent having fun with my best friends before we had to part ways and say goodbye to our childhoods. Because it was the year I spent cherishing all the lasts I will have. Because it was the year I accomplished what I've been working towards for 13 years. Not because it was the year the world shut down because of the coronavirus. I generally deem myself as a rather optimistic person. I like to see the bright side of every situation. Truthfully, with what the class of 2020 has faced this year, I can neither see the bright side nor have the motivation to look for it. This is not and never will be okay. Yes, we have faced adversity and been disappointed. It is okay to dwell and be upset about this. Countless amount of tears have fallen and we are unable to make it all go away. But this does not mean we simply put down our weapons and give up. It is a shame that this is how we close off our high school careers, but we cannot use this as an excuse to not move forward. During my endless hours of mindlessly scrolling through the internet during this quarantine, I came across this Vogue video of Emma Watson. In it, she mentions a quote and says, "When disaster strikes, that's when artists get to work. That's when we roll up our sleeves." Well, disaster has struck, and it is your choice to use this hurt to stop and give up, or to create and grow. We can and will move forward more stronger and determined. Use this as a lesson to seize the day. You never know what will happen in the future, so make every step count. During my years as a dancer at Miami Valley Ballet Theater, I have learned several lessons about life. One that stuck with me came from my instructor, Amanda Lopez Kurtz, who always urged us to make confident choices. Do not be afraid to stand out and have fun. Be bold and be you regardless of what others think. I have learned that this is hard for many in high school, but guess what? We're not in high school anymore. I urge you all to have confidence and to get things done because it is my belief that this is the only way to make the world a better place. We cannot just simply all be bystanders to tragedy. One thing I can say, though, is that I will always and forever be grateful for the lifelong memories that I've made in my years at Hamilton High. I will never forget rushing the fields after winning football games, cheering on our drumline, sharing heartfelt moments in the classrooms of amazing teachers, sneaking into Mr. Wilhelm's office with my friends to hold a surprise meeting with him, lunchtime karaoke, pep rallies, and pulling all-nighters doing week-long projects in one night the day before it's due. I cannot thank enough the people that have made this experience so great. My friends, family, fellow classmates, and HHS's amazing staff and teachers. Every single one of you hold a more special place in my heart than you know. One of my biggest fears in life is to take anything for granted and to not show enough appreciation. So, to everyone out there listening that I have ever encountered through this educational career of mine, thank you. For even if we shared little moments, you have made me the person I am today and affected me whether you know it or not. With that, I hope to give you but a taste of a normal graduation ceremony and ask you at home to join me in this. In the words of Michael Scott, may your hats fly as high as your dreams. Congratulations, class of 2020, we did it.
Thank you, Sarah. And thank you all for joining us at the 2020 Hamilton High School Commencement Ceremony. At this time, Class President Sarah Herndon will lead guests off the stage to our recessional. Thank you.